Hello viewers, so today I'll be giving us fresh updates about Tinubu Chicago State University saga. So finally the US has spoken about Tinubu's certificate forgery and they sent a strong warning to the Supreme Court that they should not confirm Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. This is because according to them it is obvious that he forged his Chicago State University certificate and other certificates, so he is not meant to be the legitimate president of Nigeria. I'll be giving us details on this and more, but before we go fully into this, I would like us to like this video and please do well to subscribe to this channel so you'll get notifications whenever we post new updates. See the way this newspaper reported the US warning to the Supreme Court. They said, breaking, US warns Nigeria's Supreme Court against confirming Tinubu as president. The head of United States Intelligence at the Global Information System (GIS) and director of the ISSA Center for the Study of Monarchy and Traditional Governance, Mr. Gregory Copley, has warned the Nigerian Supreme Court against confirming Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the authentic winner of the February 25, 2023 presidential election. Mr. Copley was heard speaking of their consequences if Supreme Court affirms Bola Tinubu's presidency in an audio-video recording during an interview in an unidentified radio station in London. Copley, who is also the editor-in-chief of Defense and Foreign Affairs publication, confirmed that several agencies in the United States are compiling and will soon release information on the life and times of Tinubu in the country, which is believed to be damaging to the record of the president. It could be recalled that the Chicago State University (CSU) recently released academic records of Tinubu which clearly showed that he never graduated from the institution and that his certificate was forged. So this is what this man is saying, and it's actually from an interview that he did in the US. And he said that the Supreme Court upholding Tinubu's presidency will not tell good on Nigeria at all. And he also mentioned that other agencies in the US are already preparing to release the things that Tinubu committed while he was in the US. And one will begin to wonder, how will one man commit all of this crime in his lifetime and still you are fighting to be the president of the biggest African nation? Why? It's not meant to be so. And that's why the Supreme Court must listen to all of these calls that Nigerians and even the world at large are making, because you must act according to the law, not just because you want to favor Tinubu like what the PEPT justices did, but you must ensure that you give the people justice. Reacting to this reaction from the US, this person here said, I am somehow glad that all our efforts towards ensuring that the correct narrative is sustained is gradually yielding favorable results. This is definitely the lowest low that Nigeria will ever get to, because we shall get back to our feet to make a great nation for the future. And that's it. We are actually excited that this is not just a call that only Nigerians are making, that the world at large now know, and the world are actually partnering and ensuring that the right thing is done in Nigeria. Another person here reacted and said, can anyone tell me why Tinubu is fighting to stop Atiku from filing his Chicago report at the Supreme Court? I thought he said it was irrelevant. I can't stop laughing at those supporting him. Too much baggage for one man. The Supreme Court should use their tongues and count their teeth. If the Supreme Court confirms Tinubu's presidency, Nigeria will be classified as a failed nation economically, and no nation will extend any credit to it. Obviously, Nigeria will go the same way as Somalia, and this is what we are trying to avoid as a nation. We don't want to get to the point where we become a failed state, and it's already happening, because you cannot stand and compete with other nations when other nations are speaking, when people from other nations are making achievements, are getting investments. Nigerians will not be able to do that. because they'll be looking at us as people who forge things, because they'll be looking at the great people of Nigeria as forgers, as fake. Another person here said the legislature, as we know of today, can never unanimously impeach Tinubu for where, and this is the fear that many Nigerians are having, and this is why the US is actually making this call to the Supreme Court, because they know that the same thing they did during the PEPT will be what they want to repeat, and that's why everybody is calling on them and showing them with evidence that our eyes are on you and we know what you are supposed to do according to the law. This person here said 5 security agencies had documents of his illicit enterprises. Chai, INEC did this to us and settled for the worst amongst all. At Supreme Court Nigeria, it go affect una individually. Do what is right. If a whole Chicago can come boldly and the judge do what is right, prove your integrity. As Supreme Court judges, arrest at INEC chairman too. So this is what the person is saying. If Chicago State University can swear under oath that they did not issue the certificate to Tinubu, it's a clear show that there is a certificate forgery, and indeed they must do the right thing by giving Nigerians justice. Another person here said, Nigerians, wake up and liberate yourselves. Do not wait for Supreme Court. We cannot miss this golden opportunity. Nigerians, unite and liberate yourself. Another person here also reacted and said, the Supreme Court's verdict on forgery sacking Mr. Christian Abba as a member of the House of Representatives representing Ado Okupo Ogbadigbo Federal Constituency of Benue State, the rate at which public office holders in Nigeria indulge in forgery and falsification has assumed a frightening dimension. A day hardly passes without news of a new discovery relating to either certificate, age, or tax falsification involving individuals seeking or occupying very sensitive positions in the land. Yet, these ordinarily are people who should be leading by example. More unfortunate is the fact that some of these offenders wait for their accusers in courts, relying on either delay, technicalities, or outright corruption to stall justice. This is a challenge that should tax the authorities. A 5-man panel of the Supreme Court of Nigeria sacked a federal legislator from Benue State for certificate forgery. Justice Sidi Beige, who read the lead judgment, spoke, allowing criminality and certificate forgery to continue to percolate into the streams, waters, and oceans of our national polity will only mean that our waters are and will remain dangerously contaminated. The purification effort must start now and be sustained as we seek as a nation to now change from our old culture of reckless impunity. Beige went further. The Nigerian Constitution is supreme. It desires that no one who has ever presented a forged certificate to INEC should contest election into the Nigerian National Assembly. This is clear and sacrosanct. Bola Ahmed Tinubu must be sacked and disqualified. So this is what this person is saying. It has happened before. The Supreme Court sacked a lawmaker from Benue State because he forged his certificate. There is no difference between that person and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The same thing should be done in this case. Another person here said, we don't want a forger and impostor as president. Another person here reacted and said, if this man has any shame left, he would voluntarily resign, but he won't. He would rather the country burn down for his selfish interest. This person also reacted and said, there is no more dignity left on Tinubu to continue to answer President of Nigeria. He should step down. If this man is not disqualified, it means forging a certificate should be legalized in Nigeria with immediate effect, because charity should begin from the top. Atiku has digged the hole to the end. It is left for Nigerians and her judiciary to decide the fate of this country. And that's it. The whole thing that we need to know as a nation concerning Tinubu has been revealed, and it is obvious that he forged his Chicago State University certificate. Now it depends on the judiciary, it depends on the Supreme Court to do the right thing, just like the US have already said that it depends on them to do the right thing, and allowing Tinubu to continue in office means that they did not uphold the law. Another person here said the ball is in the court of the Nigerian Supreme Court, and ultimately the court of opinion will have its say. The die has been cast. This person here said Nigerian illegitimate president is an identity theft, feeling so pity for Nigeria. If not for himself, at least for the reputation of Nigeria, can he just step down? Things are worse by the day, but he doesn't care. And this is it. If not for yourself, at least for this our nation, Nigeria, everywhere the Nigerians go to now, they now see us as certificate forger. For the good of this nation, at least allow the law to prevail for once. Another person here said the supposed issuer of the certificate has openly denounced the certificate, saying it did not emanate from them. What else do we need again? It's clear as daylight. Crime. And this is actually something that we can predict the judgment that is meant to come out from the Supreme Court, because according to the law, anybody who forged their certificate is not qualified to run for president. And if that person is already a sitting president or is already occupying any position and it is found out, that person must be disqualified. That's what the law states, and we are urging the Supreme Court to follow the law. This person here also reacted and said, let the country crumble and go down, and let's see where that will leave the lawyers and the judges colliding with these corrupt scoundrels. Nigeria is already facing constitutional crisis. The NJC, the NBA, the CJN and NAS are all confused, and these confusions are fastly descending on the Nigerian youths. Nigerians already know judges have been bribed, blackmailed, and currently under his pressure to rule in his favor. His backseat strategy are always typical, and this is one thing that Nigerians are aware of, and this is why during the PEPT, Nigerians were calling on the judiciary and were saying all eyes on the judiciary just to help them and to know that we know the law, but yet they still danced to his tune. Another person here said, I listened to the audio of Gregory Copley warning Nigerians of the consequences of the Nigerian Supreme Court affirming the presidency of Tinubu, the drug dealer and certificate forger. As I said, David and Atiku have done their job. It's up to Nigerians what they do next. This person here also reacted and said, it was a very moment of shame to Nigeria just because of one fake Tinubu. Among over 200 million citizens, Nigeria is being the topic of the world, and some criminals are defending him. So one image is more important than the masses. Let's see how the Supreme Court will dance their dance. And that's it. Just because of one man, the international communities are now always discussing about Nigeria. Nigeria is now their focus. Nigerians are what they always discuss on now because of what the president did. And like this person just said, we still have people who are supporting Tinubu, people who don't want to call a spade a spade, people don't want to look at the forgery and say it's forged because he is actually their party person, because they are doing politics. But at this point in time, it's beyond playing politics to the growth of our nation. And that's what every well-meaning Nigerian should be after, the growth of our nation, Nigeria. It's bigger than any political party, and that's why together we must fight to ensure that those who deserve to be in power, those that when they come into power, we are going to regain our face in the outside world. We will be able to rebuild our nation, Nigeria, once again. Those are the people we are supposed to fight that they come into power, not upholding forgery, not upholding illegitimacy. And this is a call to those who are still supporting him, to those who don't want to call forgery, that they are trading on the wrong path. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Please do well to share your thoughts about this video in the comment section, and please do well to like this video, and please do well to subscribe to our channel so you get notifications whenever we post a new update.